The idea of a zombie fungus sounds like something out of a horror movie, but in reality, it's happening right now in forests around the world. Deep in the rainforests of South America and parts of Asia, a parasitic fungus from the genus Ophiocordyceps has developed an astonishing ability to control the minds of insects, particularly ants. This fungus doesn't just infect its host, it manipulates its behavior, forces it to act against its own instincts, and ultimately turns it into a vessel for spreading more spores. Scientists have spent years studying this eerie phenomenon, and what they've discovered is both fascinating and terrifying. It all starts when an ant, usually from the species Camponotus leonardi, a type of carpenter ant, comes into contact with fungal spores in the environment. These spores attach to the ant's exoskeleton and begin to break through its tough outer shell. The fungus releases enzymes that allow it to penetrate the insect's body, where it quickly spreads and starts consuming the ant from the inside. But unlike other parasites that simply feed on their host, Ophiocordyceps does something much more sinister. It takes over the ant's nervous system. As the fungus grows inside the ant's body, it starts releasing chemicals that interfere with its brain function. The infected ant begins to show erratic behavior, separating itself from the colony and moving in seemingly random directions. This is not by accident. The fungus is controlling the ant, forcing it to leave the safety of its nest and venture to a location that is ideal for fungal growth. Scientists have observed that infected ants often climb up vegetation, usually about 25 centimeters, 10 inches above the forest floor. This height is optimal for temperature, humidity, and spore dispersal. Once the ant reaches the perfect location, the fungus forces it to perform what researchers call a death grip. The ant clamps its jaws tightly onto a leaf or twig and stays there, completely immobilized. At this point, the fungus continues consuming the ant's internal organs, keeping it alive just long enough to ensure it remains attached to the leaf. Within a few days, something truly grotesque happens. A fungal stalk erupts from the ant's head. This stalk slowly grows, eventually releasing thousands of spores into the surrounding environment, where they can infect new ants and start the cycle all over again. What makes this process even more disturbing is the precision with which the fungus operates. Studies have shown that Ophiocordyceps doesn't infect the brain directly. Instead, it spreads through the ant's body and manipulates its muscles, essentially turning the ant into a puppet while keeping its brain intact. This means the ant is still technically alive, but completely unable to resist the fungus' control. Scientists believe this is an evolutionary adaptation that allows the fungus to guide the ant to an ideal location before killing it. Even more fascinating is the fact that different species of Ophiocordyceps have evolved to target specific insects. While the most famous version infects ants, other species of the fungus have been found controlling beetles, wasps, and even spiders. Each type of Ophiocordyceps has developed specialized adaptations to ensure maximum efficiency in controlling its host. Despite how terrifying this sounds, nature has found a way to fight back. Some ant colonies have developed defense mechanisms against the fungus. Healthy ants will detect when a member of their colony is infected and carry it far away from the nest to prevent the spread of spores. In some cases, they will even kill and dismember the infected ant before it can reach a high enough place to complete the fungus' life cycle. This behavior suggests that ants have evolved a form of social immunity, where they actively work to protect the colony from parasitic outbreaks. The implications of Ophiocordyceps go beyond just the insect world. Scientists are studying the fungus for potential medical applications, as some of its compounds have shown promising anti-cancer properties. Certain species of cordyceps fungi are already used in traditional Chinese medicine and have been found to boost energy, improve oxygen utilization, and even enhance immune function. Researchers are now investigating whether the unique chemicals produced by Ophiocordyceps could be used to develop new treatments for diseases, including neurological disorders. But perhaps the most unsettling question remains: could something like this ever happen to humans? While no known fungus has evolved to control human behavior in the way Ophiocordyceps does with insects, some researchers believe that similar principles could apply to other parasites. For example, the protozoan Toxoplasma gondii, which infects cats and rodents, has been shown to alter the behavior of its hosts. Infected mice become less afraid of cats. making them more likely to be eaten and allowing the parasite to complete its life cycle. There is even evidence suggesting that Toxoplasma gondii infections in humans could influence risk-taking behavior and mental health. While we are far from being controlled by fungi, the idea that microscopic organisms can influence the brain is not as far-fetched as it once seemed. For now, Ophiocordyceps remains a chilling example of nature's ability to develop complex and highly specialized survival strategies. It is a reminder that, despite all of our scientific advancements, there are still forces in the natural world that operate in ways we are only beginning to understand. Whether it's a fungus that controls ants, a parasite that alters behavior, or some undiscovered organism lurking in the depths of the rainforest, one thing is certain: nature always finds a way to surprise us.